Hey gang, this is a different type of clay item, I guess. It's not a charm. It's going to be a bead for like a Pandora type bracelet. It's going to have a bead core in it, and it's a great way. I like to use up my leftovers. Sometimes you get some white clay that has some discoloration in it. Sometimes you get some blended colors that you're not going to use again, things like that, and I like to use it up on making some beads. You can make beads different ways. The one I'm going to show you again is the one with a bead, a core on it, or in it, I guess, and it would fit like a Pandora bracelet. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to take your pieces of clay and you're going to make roll them into long ropes. And I just do that kind of between the palms of my hands. And then stretch that out. And then the next thing you want to do is just lay them side by side. And this is the same type of thing. It's kind of like making a cane, but not really. And then it depends on what you want, what look you want. I usually start by twisting. And then I just keep twisting and twisting and twisting and twisting and twisting until I feel like the colors are coming together. Like that. And then you can kind of roll that as well. And then you have a striped, smooth rope. And then you can start smushing them and get kind of a marbly look going. Now I'm using chocolate tan and we'll say it used to be white in these. So that's kind of, the color scheme that I'm going to go with. This would be really great for like a neutral style bracelet, and you can make tons of these beads up, and then you can make a whole bracelet with them, and you can add in glass beads or plastic beads or whatever you want as well. So I'm just going to keep working this until I feel like it's kind of the pattern I'm going for, and then to make the bead I'm just going to slice off a chunk and just kind of work it into a sphere. I don't need that right now. And then flatten it out. Not too flat. You're kind of just going to shape it into a bead shape. Now, then what I do is I start with a toothpick and I stick it in the middle and just kind of work it around until I have a little hole going through. And then I keep working and keep working and keep working it around, and then take one of your bead cores, and you can get these. I got mine online, but you can. I don't know if you can get them at Michael's. I'm going to assume that you probably could. Now, the thing that happens when I push that first core in is that I have some clay stuck in there. See how that clay is stuck in there? So I'm going to take my toothpick and just kind of push that out. And I know that this is kind of hard to see, but I'm basically just cleaning out the hole. And then I'm going to spread it on the other side. So I have the hole for my core to go in, like that. And push the core in from the other side. Now at this point, the core is in the bead. And you can just kind of shape it and make sure it is a round shape. You can, wheel it on your desktop like a little wheel, and make sure that it gets nice and rounded. Mine's a little off. Mine's a little lopsided right now, so I'm just gonna work it around. And then I also have some clay in the middle that is just kind of junky, that's squished through with the bead cores, and I'll just take that out. And that's it. That is my bead. Now obviously you can get a lot more involved with these. You can start making the canes and different things, which I have not mastered that, so I'm not going to be showing you those. And you can, just do different things with your beads. Once you have them done, maybe you want to, add something else around the sides or something. Oh, one thing I do, I will show you how to do. So I have my bead, and it's kind of flat. Go ahead and stick my first core in. That way I just know This is something I do. I didn't do that with the last bead, but I do this. That way I can just clean this out with a toothpick, and I know what size it needs to be for the other side, for the other core, to go in there. And then just kind of work that around to open that up and smush that in. And you can feel them touching, and that's good. That's good. When they bake, they'll bake into the clay. They won't come out. It'll be nice. Promise. Okay, so I have my main bead shape, right? It's just right there. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this extra and roll it. I'm going to keep rolling it until it's, you know, pretty thin, and you'll see why in a minute. I'm going to use this for a decoration on my bead. So instead of it just being a regular, boring, I guess, I don't know, a regular round bead, I'm going to make it have a little more interest to it. And I'm using the clay from the cane, but you could use whatever color, you know, a complementary color or whatever too. And then I'm going to take the cane, or the rope rather, sorry, and just kind of twist it just to give it a little more interest. Twist, twist, twist. Sorry, I keep like bringing things up, and then I remember that you're down at the tabletop. Okay, and then just, you know, put it there and go back and forth around the bead. And then pinch off, and then go the other way. Oopsie, sorry. And go the other way, and it meets back. And then it's just kind of a way to wrap your bead with some additional clay, just to add a little bit of interest to it. And so when it bakes, that will all bake, you know, hard. Another thing you could do is just like take your toothpick and carve into it whatever you want. Maybe you want to carve your name or something into it. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, beads are fun. So, and if you get enough of them made, then you can mix them in or use just the clay beads and do, you know, a bracelet or a necklace or something like that. This would be a really good project for younger girls because, you know, you could make a simple bead and have them just make, you know, 1 or 2 beads and then have them string them onto a necklace or something. Because you can just take this clay like that. You don't have to use the bead cores. You could just take the clay and form a bead like that, and take a toothpick and stick through it. And I would stick through from both sides just so neither side looks like it's the, you know, the side that it was stuck from. And as long as you can see through that bead, then you can thread it onto a piece of string. And that would be a really awesome, fun, quick way to use up some clay as well, especially when the girls may have some leftover pieces on their papers from other projects that you've done. Just tell them, we'll marble it together, and you know, you're not blending. You don't blend with this. You don't like keep going until you have a consistent solid color. You're marbling, so you know, you can twist, you can fold, and just kind of layer and braid the clay together until you have something that is, you know, marbled and appeals to your eye. And then, so you can see, you know, I didn't have much clay, but I have 5 beads now that I can use for something. Not sure what I'll use them for yet, but I'll use them for something. And it's just a great way to use up your leftover clay. Thanks.